Welcome back to the series of videos on the lesser-known game of Ironstrike. The last video on it was just a basic opener, but now we're getting a bit more in detail on the character story and lore of Ironstrike, namely, the Aeons and the Archons. While we went over them in the basic video on Ironstrike, it didn't go over much about the Aeons and Archons past their mechanics and personality basics. This one will contain spoilers for the game and its lore, so please, if you're wanting to experience the story of Ironstrike for yourself, go play it. It's $20 on Steam and free on Quest if you're fine with a few caveats. Though, without any further ado, let's get into it. Now, with the spoiler warning having passed, Aeons and Archons are the same beings to a degree, just split into two. This having happened due to the riving. It can best be described as removing a part of yourself, such as a limb. It is described as such by Vass.
I probably don't have to say it, but amputation is never pretty. It's just necessary sometimes.
It was an attempt at fixing a problem, but of course it caused a few more issues than it fixed. It created the Archons and caused a curse that made the regaining of essence that much harder. This curse surrounds the loci, causing us to have to fight to get the essence. Yes, those metal tin cans are cause of the Aeons. You can thank them for all the times you got your skull bashed in or your heart stabbed out of your chest. And for what I describe what we are is simple. A mouse. The Aeons are humans in need of sugar, but they use more sugar when moving than we do. So rather than go out and get it themselves, getting less sugar in return, they give us a singular grain of sugar. How nice of them. And we go out and get another bag of sugar to bring back. Rinse and repeat. Though, let's actually get into the Aeons and Archons rather than the reason we do what we do. So, as I've stated before, she's the Aeon of life and rebirth. The domain she'd cleave from herself was death, destroying the cycle of life, death, and rebirth through this. During the ruin, she'd killed off her own priests, having drowned them for their supposed betrayal, and she betrayed Vass. She's wise, made even wiser by her own failures. She's quite composed and highly rational. Guessing that's what happens when you get rid of the half of yourself that jumps straight to throwing loyal people into a spin cycle. She doesn't have her own individual runestone, but she does have a mention in the Pilgrim runestone, where it's said that people prayed to her for a long life. Though, like all the Aeons, she is referenced in the Parable runestone. The second traveled in circles, leading an endless path. Her Archon self, like most, doesn't seem to have much of a unique personality. She's focused on death, and when you enter Endeli, stopping your progress. She wields a scythe, which are horrible weapons in combat, don't get me started. And passively regenerates with the exact amount regenerated varying on the amount of players present. Filling you with the strong desire to rip her head clean off at 4 players. Cause let me tell you, if you have even one player off with a bad build, suddenly her health returns every single hit. Oh my god, I wish to rend her up. She is the Aeon of change, desire, and variety, embodying creativity as a whole, especially shown with her severed domain being that of chaos.
Our army is just disintegrated into utter chaos. And Nim was very, very into it. She got a little scary, honestly. Her people were getting caught in the crossfire, so she offered them, all of them, direct access to her divine power. A bunch of free-spirited demigods wreaking havoc.
She's a rather energetic person, to the point where I've heard many people say she's a child. I don't believe that makes any sense, as she's simply energetic. She could be said to be the youngest Aeon in a way, but I don't believe that they have differing ages, as they are quite literally gods. I myself am energetic. I love geos, but I ain't a child. Sorry, got a bit heated there. Her respective runestone basically equates to telling people to do as they please, be as they are, and do not act as if enchained by society. Which is, of course, a great thing until you get to the point where you end up spreading chaos. She is alluded to in Parable with, "The first wandered aimlessly, taking each step as it pleased her, going nowhere." She is also mentioned in the Pilgrim runestone with, "Nim commands us to do as we wish." Her Archon self is focused on nothing but chaos, not being yourself, not showing your true colors, but spreading chaos. Shattering to make everything chaotic, igniting everything to ash to make it confusing, and to scream to create havoc. She mainly utilizes projectiles against you in combat, wielding the Fireweave Rapier, to combat you in hand-to-hand. She has an entirely unique projectile in the form of what I'll call a Storm Orb, as it causes a ton of magic missiles to fire out of it that track targets. You must structure yourself to stand against this barrage. He is the Aeon of Structure and Preservation, and the domain that he'd removed from himself was Decay.
But Tekka is very, very good on the defensive.
He's best described as calm, though slightly detached. Before the ruin, he was very stagnant, to say the least. Anything new? No! New life forms? Are you insane? This led to unhappiness for mortal kind and Aeons. And it's one of the possible reasons for the ruin's cause. Because someone wanted to start wars, and look, you gave him an excuse. Oh, here comes a nuke. His runestone is the Prayer of the Guilds, which can be boiled down to being structured, being unchanging, and to not abandon the traditions of old. The issue comes in with the fact that everything is doomed to decay eventually. He is brought up in 3 other runestones. At the Pilgrim runestone, he is prayed to bless a new marriage. In Parable, he is symbolized with the 3rd state in place, building a lasting shelter. And in Contingency, that he was content with how the world was, while the other Aeons were filled with bitterness. Oh gee, I wonder why when you're messing up their chance to make new things, Tekka! His Archon self is focused on how everything is fated to fall eventually. Every kingdom will eventually crumble, every living being will eventually rot, and every prison will eventually break. He wields the Arbiter's Warhammer, having a 50% damage reduction and a wholly unique debuff that is applied when he hits you in any way, projectile or melee. Decay is that debuff. It slows down anyone with it and it decreases their damage output, forcing you to will yourself through it. He is the Aeon of Will and possibly Decision and Action, judging by one of his voice lines, but that's difficult to say honestly. The one thing that is set in stone, however, is the amputated domain of his. War.
I struck first. Me and my ingenious plan to spice things up with a war. I thought it would just be my people fighting Tekka's, and it was, at first.
He's a bit energetic and loves to give you a challenge in combat, either through the literal bestowment of challenges or through beating the crap out of you with twin blades. His respective runestone is the Parable runestone entirely. It references all the other Aeons within it, and he is likely the final one referenced within the Parable. The last sought to move uphill. With each step, he chose the steepest and most difficult route. Climbed higher and higher, until he reached the summit of a great mountain. There above the 5, saw the world beyond. This relating to his energy, action, and will. He is also mentioned within the Pilgrim runestone with, "As commands us to do as we will." His Archon is focused on fighting, action, and war, to a frankly freakish degree.
Oh, don't threaten me with a good time, mortal.
Sheesh, calm down, dude. He wields dual Vasic katanas, and he is by far the most straightforward Archon. He'll bum rush you, no projectiles, no tricks, no nothing. only swinging blades very fast like he's a lawnmower near the weeds on his non-cut lawn. He has no attacks that must be heavy blocked. All attacks can be light blocked. You'll need to be knowledgeable either way, though, in this test of your defensive capabilities. The Aeon of Knowledge, Secrets, and Discovery. The prune domain that was once his was lies.
An absurd number of mortals started switching sides. People started announcing that the war's over, we won, or all is lost. We've been ordered to move, now to split up. Then Akara announces that she's now on Tekka's side. It was Ancir, showing off what he could do. I think he got a little carried away.
He's related to knowledge and his bad part is related to deceit? I wonder who else has those qualities.
The ultimate cookie.
Anyways, he's a rather mysterious Aeon. Hard to get a read on his personality compared to the others. He's either blunt or confusing with his rhetoric. His runestone is Litany, written by someone questioning Ancir. What must they learn? What will he not teach? And what has he hidden from them? Which, that is his first secret. He's mentioned in the Pilgrim's runestone with, Ancir tells us to seek truth, and he tells us so much more. His Archon is majorly projectile focused. He is by far the least connected to his core domain of deceit. His projectiles are not confusing. Red is always tracking and does no deflect damage for some reason. And blue is always a straight shot that slows you down one hit. You can fight him hand to hand, but he will fly away after enough time has passed and start firing down at you with either blue or red. So which flavor is it gonna be, the red Kool-Aid or the blue Kool-Aid? Personally, I'm thinking red Kool-Aid. That's all the Aeons and Archons explain. Some we don't exactly have a whole lot of information on due to how they act. Some of the runestones managed to help us figure out a bit more about them though, but others didn't help all that much. Though we do know a fair bit about what the Aeons had done before their arriving. We'll be getting into that on our next video on Ironstrike, the ruin, the arriving, and the curse that was caused by the actions of the Aeons. And thus ends my second Ironstrike video. I decided for reasons that these videos will be on the shorter end compared to my Cookie Run Kingdom videos. Though, hopefully that's fine with you guys. I hope all of you enjoyed this video on the Aeons and Archons. I went a bit on them for this video, including stuff for the next video on the series I'm going to make. Please, if you did enjoy the video, like and subscribe or at least comment, because I really love to read comments. But I've been Uni is here, but now Uni is gone.